Now, there are going to be some people that look at this video and go, why are you discussing YouTube Premium? Why are you even thinking of giving YouTube money? Why would you buy that? YouTube isn't a streaming service, it's a video website. You don't need to pay for it to access content, you can just watch it with ads. And in this video, I want to talk about what the breaking point for me was the moment I decided to actually go and get myself a membership to YouTube Premium. Because I feel like it's a really interesting thing to quickly discuss and not go on an extremely lethargic tangent on, as I'm recording this a bit later at night and I want to make sure that it's focused. If I switch over to here, I am on the page for YouTube Premium, all YouTube, no interruptions. YouTube and YouTube Music ad-free and in the background. And I look at this and I think, this was what YouTube used to be like back when I started watching YouTube in like the early 2010s. There were ads occasionally, not nearly as much as there are now. And I have been allowed graciously by YouTube to have a month. It's not like it's a special thing. You can trial it for free for a month, and then you can cancel it before, before the month if you're unhappy with it. Part of the reason I wanted to try it is just simply to see what the difference was. And let me tell you, man, again, I know this could potentially seem like I'm simping for it. I'm not. It is so good just not having ads. It is so good just being able to just watch a video and just watch it. And I don't like Netflix that much. My partner and I watch stuff on Netflix, but I don't particularly like looking at stuff on Netflix. I feel guilty for binge watching stuff. I will happily watch a 3.5 hour video on YouTube at once because my brain, that's just psychology apparently, but the idea of watching the equivalent of a season of that on Netflix, it feels like I'm watching television. The thing with YouTube is that I've never seen it that way, but I think very recently, YouTube's gotten to a point where the ads have gotten pretty intense. And now I think that is so universal that whenever I've spoken to someone about getting YouTube Premium, which is more often than I always thought it would be, you get the thought that people are saying, hey, there's like 3 unskippable ads in a row. I had to watch like a minute of ads. And I've been watching videos from other content creators like Saber Spark and stuff like that, where they've talked about the fact that now they're even considering showing ads whilst the video is paused. And I should note that in New Zealand, on my individual subscription, it is cheaper after conversion than what people in the States are paying. Here in New Zealand, it's about $18 a month at the moment for YouTube Premium. Over in the States, I think it's $15. So after conversion, people in the States pay $22, $23 per month. And our rate, $18, is including GST. And that's partly because I think YouTube is just, Google's just clearly $1 billion conglomerate. And they know the pressure points and the specific price people are comfortable with. And at the moment, I think that YouTube, they've been doing this gentle, well, not particularly gentle, but it's kind of like a frog boiling in a pot without necessarily the overall severity of it. It's like YouTube have been adding more and more ads to try and test what will be profitable. What can they get away with? I remember YouTube Premium being a lot cheaper than $18 a month when they first introduced it. It was like $3.50. I could be wrong, which is ridiculous. Like, that's incredibly cheap. But that's because it was the premise of no ads. And I am unsurprised by the fact that it's gone up this much because I feel as if a lot of people watch YouTube more than they might watch other video streaming platforms. And I think it's also worth noting that as a content creator on YouTube, I hate ads, but I also know that they are a necessary evil. And by a necessary evil, I'm just going to sort of stop myself there because it's just bullshit. A necessary evil. It's literally how YouTube makes money, is from ads. And companies pay to be on YouTube as advertising. I don't think there's an issue with people having an ad in their video at the start. There are some content creators that I watch, and they have so many fucking ads, and they just put them all the way throughout. I know from experience that you can choose how aggressive YouTube is with the ads, and you can choose where they put ads and stuff like that. Some content creators, I think like Legal is one of them, where I was watching some of their videos, and there were ads in it, and then they have 2 ads inside the video that they were making, and there was just so many ads, and it got to the point where it would like ruin what they were talking about because you'd be following their flow of thought, and then by the ad, interrupting the experience, you're focusing on that ad, and then they cut back in to like a point they're trying to make, and you think, okay, that's the ad for the video. And then they do it another 2 to 3 times, depending on the length, whether or not they're unskippable. And it does depend on the device. Like, I know for me on Opera GX, I was using ad blocking, and I've been doing some live streams recently, and people told me to disable the ad blocker. And initially I was hesitant because I was like, why would I do that? I don't want ads. But I thought about it afterwards, and people were right. The ad blocker, YouTube managed to figure out how to make the ad blocker less efficient than simply not having the ad blocker. They figured out the psychology behind that. But then also what they've done is like they've on TV, I'm pretty sure on TV, they have more ads on TV than they do. Like if you watch YouTube through your television, I'm pretty sure they have more unskippable ads on TV than they do on cell phone. I think that YouTube know that they know that if you're watching on TV, you're far less likely to be intolerant to that than on a phone where there's so many other competing apps within a click or within like a tap of your thumb. And so I think that's partly why the ads are so egregious on television when you're streaming YouTube on television, is simply because they're aware of the different amounts of resistance people can have towards this kind of stuff. And I look at my choice to make, to sign up to this. And I think about the live streams that I've been doing recently where I take fan requests, and it's a $5 song request live stream, right? I would probably watch, let's just say conservatively, there are like 4 ads per live stream. Most of the content is YouTube based. So like, let's just say there's a minute of ads. Let's just say I earn $1 per minute. And if I am watching a minute of ads per live stream, that's $1, right? Like that's not in the situations where there could be more ads or whatever, or like there are unskippable ads. But let's just say there's a minute of live stream ads per live stream, and that costs me $1. If I was to do 4 live streams per week or per week, and then maybe do 16 or 17 a month, let's just say I did 18 live streams per month, I would make the money back on my YouTube subscription through efficiency of not having ads being shown, minimum. Of course, that does mean I have to do X amount of live streams in order to do that. But like the math is very loose. Like there's more to consider. But effectively, what I'm trying to communicate is, for me, I can basically have YouTube as a business expense because it is a part of allowing me to more efficiently do my work. I need to check my accountant on that, but basically, either way, for me, it saves me money to use YouTube Premium. And that is not bypassing the convenience being the key word, that I benefit from simply not having to deal with ads about things I don't care about. And some of the ads I see, people have spoken about some of the disgusting, stupid ads that you can watch on videos. I've gotten all sorts of wild stuff. All these mobile games with really gross, boorish kind of stuff. Also, like I don't want to go too far into it. They get away with it by not saying the words and everything like that. There's disgusting stuff. Like weird religious stuff. I'm glad I've been avoiding the political campaigns, but that was something that came up on YouTube when New Zealand was having their election. I know that ads are different depending on where you're on the world, obviously, because the ads are localized and stuff, and it depends on the content creator that you're watching, what YouTube thinks will appeal to you. But, I'd rather just, like, I feel better as well because I'm just not avoiding ads for someone. I think when you are a YouTube Premium member and you watch a video, that person just gets paid by default for you watching it because you're not watching ads, but you get the money for the person watching your video, if that makes sense. I think that's how it works. I could be wrong. I'm hoping that is the case. But it means that whenever I watch a video now, I don't have to worry about feeling like a dick because I'm using ad block. Like I can do that and it's fine. And ironically now I can use ad block and not feel bad about it because I know that when I go to YouTube, I'm premium anyways. So I don't need to worry about ads on YouTube, and I also don't need to worry about ads anywhere else. And the only website that was causing me issues was YouTube, with ad block. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's gotten to a point now with ads on YouTube where I feel like it's more beneficial for me to have a subscription, and it's actually cheaper if I think about the time commitment, the time I spend watching these ads. It is cheaper for me to have a subscription than not. And that will probably still seem ridiculous to some people, but to me that just makes sense. You look at what you do and what you enjoy doing, and you minimize the cost of it in order to be more efficient. I don't really care about any of the other stuff here. YouTube and YouTube Music ad-free offline and in the background. I mean, like, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that you could have it in the background. But apparently you can. Ad-free so you can immerse in your favorite videos without interruption. Yeah, that's YouTube basically saying that they are deliberately advertising to disrupt it so that you have less of an experience because of the ads. They're aware of how disruptive that these ads can be. Even if they're at the start, it's like, I just want to watch the video and I need to watch a minute of this stuff. YouTube are fully aware of what they're doing. And as someone who literally has a major in business management and strategy entrepreneurship, I can appreciate that hustle. But at the same time, it annoys me. It annoys me. I wouldn't mind if the ads were interesting. I wouldn't mind if the ads had audio that was normalized, because often with adverts, they're different loudnesses because there's just not the normalization for the audio on YouTube. So you might have an advert be a whole lot louder than what you're watching on YouTube. Turn it down because you can't skip it. And then you have to turn the other thing back up again because of that, because there's no audio normalization. Download videos to watch later when you're offline or on the go. That there is like, I don't watch videos when I'm out. That's a very different thing to me. I guess I'm in my early 30s now, going on to late 30s, which is, it's definitely a thing I'm coming to terms with, but like, I cannot imagine downloading a YouTube video to watch later on. I don't really leave my house that much, to be fair. But like, if I was going on holiday somewhere, I wouldn't be sitting there watching YouTube videos. I would be going out. But then I suppose also if I was going somewhere, I would make sure they had Wi-Fi, because so much of your phone's ability to function requires Wi-Fi, and also internet's a great way to get around a lot of the limitations in regards to like international SIM cards and all that kind of stuff. That's definitely something that'll appeal to a certain audience. I don't know about me, but I definitely understand why that would appeal to some people, especially if they have to travel and they just don't have stable internet. Maybe they can go to a library and download using the internet and then watch it at home. I don't know. Background play, so you can, or at school, they can download it at school and then bring it back home where they have to pay for Wi-Fi. I don't know. Background play, so you can watch while using other apps or with your screen locked. So, like, this is advocating for people not even watching the video, because YouTube or Google are aware that people do not even watch the videos that they've got on. They have the audio playing in the background whilst they do something else with another app. So basically, we've locked into this concept of doing multiple apps at the same time. And like, I'm not going to go into that because nobody likes to be like lectured about that kind of stuff, right? But I'm sure everyone watching this is probably aware that having more than one app going at the same time is probably not ideal. I mean, like, what difference does it make whether you're, I mean, like, the only thing I can think of is if, like, I mean, this is the hypocrisy of it in my end. Sometimes when I'm feeling really sad, I just want to hear someone talk. So I'll put on a content creator that I like the video for. I'll turn off autoplay, but I will like basically put the video on whilst I sleep. And maybe I don't want to have the phone screen going. Maybe I want to just have the audio going, but not the screen on, so that it's dark, but I can just hear the audio. This is actually the thing that probably has excited me the most, is that I can do that now. I can now, if I feel lonely or whatever, or if I'm having like a shit day, if I just want to sleep or whatever, and I just feel lonely, I can have that audio going on with someone talking about something, just so that there's something other than silence, and you have that. And you don't have the blue light coming in. You can just turn it off, have it on a low volume. or also anything else, literally anything else, like, white noise machine or rain sounds or whatever. You just have that in the background without needing YouTube open. That is something that I legitimately appreciate. I think that that's really clever. Stream all the music you want to hear ad-free from the YouTube Music app. Now, what I've just realized is that I also now have access to YouTube Music, and I did not know that. I did not realize that I had access to YouTube Music, but I do now. I have access to YouTube Music. That's awesome. That is fantastic. I really like that a lot. I think that's really positive. I forgot that YouTube had a music streaming service, and now I'm connected to two. So for me, it's even less of a, oh, I need this to stop YouTube ads, and more of a, oh, I have access to another streaming platform now in regards to music stuff. So if someone sends me YouTube Music, I don't need 1,000 emails being like, from YouTube being like, you sign up for YouTube Premium so that you can get the thing, because I'm signed up to it now, which is great. Unlimited ad-free videos. Immerse in more of your favorite videos without waiting for ads. Find helpful how-tos, try new recipes, or work out with your favorite creators without, literally they are aware of how much of an inconvenience the ads are. And you can't argue with it because it's just smart. I think there's a difference between I feel like if they had skippable ads at the start of the video and then had unskippables later on, that would be better. And I don't know whether they're doing or not. I feel like that would be cool, because then, like, if someone was in an emergency where they didn't have time to sign up for a YouTube Premium thing or whatever in order to be able to see stuff, they could just skip an ad 5 seconds through, either then watch the rest of the video or whatever. I heard someone talking about, like, you need to watch this video CPR or something on YouTube and then getting like a minute worth of unskippable ads. I feel like that's an extreme example, but you can do that. Enjoy videos offline. Watch anytime, anywhere. Download videos and watch them whenever, wherever, without the need for cell data or Wi-Fi. Yeah, well, you of course, you're downloading the videos, right? But hang on, does that mean that they're on storage? What format are they downloaded in? These are questions I'm not going to go into now because I don't really care as much about it, but I would be hoping that you would be able to decide the video format so that you didn't get really silly video sizes. I would also be wondering whether they were downloaded at the original bitrate and whatever, like that people sort of uploaded them at, or whether YouTube is going to be decreasing them to sort of fit more their sort of like system. But background play, keep watching whether the screen's off or you're using other apps. You can continue playing your videos in the background with 0 interruptions. With YouTube Premium, background play is on by default for YouTube, YouTube Music, and YouTube Kids. This means if you're watching a video on YouTube and you leave the YouTube app, the video will keep playing in the background until you pause it. You can turn off background play anytime in your settings. So with YouTube Premium, you can watch videos on a YouTube app ad-free and in the background offline. YouTube Music Premium is included in your YouTube Premium membership. YouTube Music Premium has a longer title, so you kind of think it sounds a bit fancier than YouTube Premium, but it is actually lesser than it because it's a sub part of it. Download the YouTube Music app to listen to over 100 million songs ad-free offline and while your screen is locked. I mean, like, that is something I have with Spotify, but to be brutally honest with you, I could probably just not pay for Spotify. And also, I think this is actually cheaper than Spotify, if I'm not mistaken. I think I pay something like $20 for Spotify or something like that. So for me, I actually pay less for this, and I avoid YouTube ads, but then Spotify is so ubiquitous that, like, losing this would be... I have to have Spotify for my reviews and stuff outside of even the live streams for Patreon and for Fiverr and stuff. But look, I just wanted to make a video about YouTube Premium. I wanted to get these thoughts off my chest. Hopefully they make sense. This is messy, isn't it? I just wanted to talk about it. I think that this is a positive thing for the live streams that I do. There won't be any ads in those anymore. I mean, and also if I have a Spotify Premium, I may as well have a YouTube Premium, right? And there is the issue where, like, we are paying for things we don't own and stuff like that. I think, to be fair with YouTube, it was established as you never owned those videos in the first place. It's just that you were avoiding the ads. You're just avoiding the ads. I think as well, if you are having a rough time and you do need... With autoplay off, of course, because you don't want to just have noise all night in case another video comes on through the YouTube rabbit hole and it scares the crap out of you. Although we feel YouTube now has audio normalization now, like audio leveling or whatever. I'm not quite sure what it is. So that's an interesting sort of turn point that they've gotten. But Yeah, I would say at this point, if you're live streaming regularly and doing sort of review or reaction content, it's probably worth looking into it, especially if it's paid stuff. If it's not paid stuff and you just like you got a membership, I think it's worth thinking, okay, how much time per month do I spend watching ads? And would it be cheaper or more efficient for me to simply buy a subscription with the understanding that if they increase the price to a point where it is not workable, like it's just too much, because they will absolutely, they will raise the price of this. It will go up further than this. Absolutely. The way that things have been going, as I imagine it, these bigger companies, these organizations, they want to get people used to the idea of needing to buy subscriptions to things and not owning things. And what will happen is eventually they'll get to scale and they will be at a position where they can simply jack the price up without, while making it so difficult for a competitor that it is almost unfathomable to even consider going anywhere else. And like Twitch has clearly niched itself to streaming. There's Vimeo and other websites like Dailymotion and stuff like that. And there's a chance that someone might figure out an alternative to what they're doing here. But at the moment, it's just a situation where YouTube is on the tippy top at the moment. And I think this is the first time I haven't even regretted getting, like, just because of how prevalent and repugnant the amount of ads have gotten in certain situations, with the understanding that the content creators who put more ads in than others are to blame for the amount of ads, the copious ones, when they could simply do less. Anyways, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you very much for watching. Stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. If you're watching this on the day it's released, I'll be doing a live stream later on. If you're not watching this at the day it's released, I will probably be doing live streams anyways, because I do know you can come and get songs requested for $5 via Ko-fi. But yeah, see you in the next video. Spider hands out.